one of the things that I realized as things are now starting to taper off, right? All the commotion, all the chaos, is how important routine is, man, for just health and productivity.
especially in the mornings. It's been awesome to grind my own coffee beans and
Mhm.
circadian max with the boys.
Circadian maxing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you go outside in the morning, it's all three of us just basking in the sun like lizards.
Naked.
I don't know about that,
Is that what's going on here?
but
Yeah, the routine thing, like it feels good to finally be able to stabilize a bit. I've been really into like habit tracking and stuff lately. So obviously that is routine and like making the right habits and putting it all together, stacking them. I'm like recognizing the potential now just by keeping on top of it. And I never even had I never cared before. That's the disclaimer. Like living my old life before, like I never cared to optimize so much, but I also never was stabilized enough to have the environment to do that. But
yeah.
now I do care and I have the environment and I'm like, holy moly, look what's possible.
Dude, so I've been habit tracking for the past 2 years. For those that don't know, I run a personal development community called the Sovereign Mindset, and in that community, we have something called the Strongman Challenge, where we basically set our intentions and our goals for the month, and then we break it down into smaller habits and put that on a sheet and just track it on a daily basis. And I've been doing that for 2 years. And it's increased the capacity of what I'm capable of, like, significantly. I get so much more done in a day now than I did 2 years ago. Like, I would say 10 to 100 times more. It's crazy.
It's crazy. And it took me, for me, I did the sheets with you guys. For me, it took like 3 books. I had to read like 3 or 4 books before it finally made sense because I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it before. And I finally just had to study up and it finally made sense to me. And once again, maybe the environment helped. I was finally stable enough to kind of actually practice it and realize what it could do. But like having just little things you do every day, it becomes so important to do them. Like I'll be like super exhausted in the morning or even at night, and I'll just like, nope, I gotta check that off my box. I have to check it off my list, and I'll do it before bed.
Yeah.
Or like this morning, I woke up just horrible, tired, everything, but I did my things because
Yeah.
I'm like, I just have to do it.
And what that does is, like, it builds fortitude, right? So when you're not in the most you know, what would you call that? Conditions, right? Favorable conditions. When you're not in the most favorable conditions, you've built up the muscle memory because you've done it so many times that you don't have to use up all your willpower now to get it done, right? Like, it becomes easier for you to do even in, like, chaotic conditions or conditions that are unfavorable.
And the results compound.
Yes.
Like we talked about last time, right? With the penny, you double a penny every day. Within a month, you have like $10 million.
Yeah.
And you don't even think about that, but it works with anything. And I just find like I spend 30 minutes writing, making content now every day. And then like before I know it, I'm like, wow, I have so much content to work with. Now, and then I add next week, okay, now I'm spending 10 minutes per day organizing content to schedule it.
And you know what else it does? It makes you wonder what's possible, what you're capable of. Like, for me, I went on a walk this morning, and it's one of the things that I have on my sheet too, because I realize how important walks are, right? Especially walks in nature, because there's so much entropy. First of all, it gets your blood flowing. Second of all, there's all this entropy to stimulate the mind and get other neural pathways connected that create ideas. It's just great for creativity, I've found. And so for me, one of the things I thought about on my walk today is, like, you know what? I can write a book based off all the experiences I've been having and all the lessons I've been learning. And so I just set a date, November 1st, 2027, I'll be 45 and I'm going to release my book then. And whether it's one page and incomplete or whether it's a masterpiece, doesn't matter. My book is getting released then.
And it's all the same idea. You could literally write 1 page a day for a year and you'll have a book.
Yeah.
And then start over. And then the second year, you'll have the second draft. And by 2027, you'll have the third draft of a great book.
Exactly. And it's also, you can take this beyond yourself and apply it to Sovereignty Studios, right? If we just, get one thing done a day, one big task done a day, in 30 days, that's 30 tasks that got done that get you 30 steps closer to where we want to be. And who knows what transpires within that time frame, right? From you just taking those steps.
Yeah, man. And it's the same with building a business, imagine you make one sale per day on whatever you're selling, whether it's $10 or $100 or 1,000. Like, you make one sale per day, and that compounds.
Yeah.
And before you know it,
You're
you've
making
got a
2,
business.
3, 4
Yeah.
sales a day, you know? And yeah, because there's also all this peripheral information that you learn along the way from taking those steps that just make you more efficient at doing the thing that you're supposed to do on a daily basis.
I think anyone can do pretty much anything. You just gotta practice.
Yeah, but you know what? So many people have self-limiting beliefs, right? They impose on themselves, and it's not even their fault, because I was like that too. Oh, I would always view successful people as something that was different from me. You know, like,
Wow.
oh yeah, they're successful, but I don't have what it takes for that to get to that level.
I
Right?
always thought that about people that made a lot of money, like friends that I went to high school with or whatever that became entrepreneurs, and they're making all this money. I'm like, oh wow, that's just a different type of human. Like,
Yeah.
and then actually today I went through some vulnerability processes myself because I announced the world that I'm going to get rich.
I
And
think you are.
Yeah, well, no, I just decided like I'm going to do it. And I realized the story in it, the message isn't about like, oh, Jordan's going to make a lot of money. How are you going to do it? No, it's that like I just know how life works, and I know you can do anything you want. You just have to put in the work. You have to organize it, break it up into tasks, and you can get there.
It's just a formula. It's just a process, and that's kind of what I learned from Hormozy. Is just like, you know, it's just basically breaking down what it takes to get to the goal into, you know, a plan and just executing.
Yeah. And then as Napoleon Hill would say in Think and Grow Rich, is you got to practice auto suggestion. So repeat to yourself 3 times a day what this goal is, how long it's going to take, how you're going to do it. You say that, you drill it into your subconscious, and it starts defining your actions in your conscious life.